What is going on, guys? Today is a update on my truck. It's a 2018 F150 4x4, and as you can tell, it has a lot done to it. So basically, from the last video, I think I ended it off on upper control arms and a few other suspension upgrades, but now basically I kind of upgraded even more from the last video. So what we have here is RPG upper control arms. Those have uniballs and a lot more beefier. They have a better geometry than the last upper control arms I had previously because of the angles. Now I can literally put my whole fist where the space from the spring and the upper control arm is at. Also, as you can tell from the last video, I have some fiberglass fenders. So these are 5-inch fiberglass, Fiberworks glass. They're 5-inch, so 5-inch, and I think it's 3-inch bulge. What that means is they flare up a little bit higher, and they're 5 inches wider than a normal F150. Obviously isn't color matched, but it will get there soon. Next upgrade is the ADD front bumper. It's matte black. It's pretty much a bolt-on bumper. There's a few things you just have to kind of modify to get this fit right, because actually it's for a Ford Raptor, and this is obviously not a Ford Raptor. So going back to the fenders, as you can see, there are some aftermarket fender liners. Shout out to Ian and Asus. Basically, these guys are fabricators. They do fiberglass installs, paint. I provided the ABS plastic, and these guys came out with this idea, protecting it from rocks, mud, snow, you name it, and also looks a lot cleaner in the wheel wells. Show off the suspension a little bit more there. If you guys don't know what happened in the last video, basically these buckets right here have to be cut off in order to fit these Gen 2 shocks. These are called Crazy House Customs. They have the logo on there. You can get them powder coated any color. I chose to do like a metallic silver. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but basically these are welded on to basically accommodate for the bigger spring and bigger shock. And towards the back, we have also 5-inch bedsides. These are McNeil Racing. Let me try to get that angle. As you can tell, they're pretty damn wide. The tire and wheel combo is a -12 offset with a 1-inch rear spacer. And yeah, just fenders stick out maybe at about a good inch and a half from the actual wheels. But I really love these. It really gives it the stance I really want, and it also accommodates for the tire going up, articulating, and off-roading. That way you don't blow your bedsides out. But coming back here, as you can see, I also installed Deaver leaf springs. These springs are a progressive leaf spring. Also I have RPG shackles in the bottom or the back. Let me try to zoom in there. Lighting isn't very good, but basically right there is some shackles that basically give it a little bit more travel in the rear. These are +2s. No, there's no block in the back, so just the springs and the shackles, and then the shocks, obviously. So there's a kind of a view there. Also put a little RPG sticker just because I hadn't laying around. RPG does not make some leaf springs, but also forgot to show this here. I took my wheel liners out and I also painted this with Steelite. It's a black, kind of like a powder coat in a can kind of deal, and it cleans it up really nice, makes it look black, kind of match the front. Let me try to get this angle. Also coming back to the rear, you can see how thick she is. But basically I added some marker lights in the back. It has a little gap right there. I decided to just make a hole and splice them into the tail lights. Also painted the top with steel it, because it's normally white, and decided to do black just to kind of line up the proportions and make it look cleaner, kind of like factory. Also added a Baja Design S2. That is for a chase light, just in case if I go to the snow, go to the dirt, and there's a lot of dust. That way the person behind me knows exactly where I'm at or how far I am. But damn, the fiberglass makes it really nice. Sits really wide. It sits, I think, like 2 inches wider than a normal Raptor due to the offset of the wheels, suspension, and the glass. And still under the hood, same old stuff here. You have the JLT catch can, also AFE cold air intake that I got powder coated blue. Have a Spectre intake filter because the old one was basically, it ripped open. Don't ask me how. It just ripped open. I found the solution. It's the same pretty much quality of the filter. It's oil based filter, and it does its job. Got it for like 20 bucks. It is a 5-liter Coyote. Planning to tune it, as well as possibly 39s, but I do rub right now, so if I want to go 39s, I have to accommodate that section there with the firewall, push it back, and kind of mess with the glass. So still waiting on that, still on the fence about that, but basically I'm really happy where it's at now. And for people who are asking me about these wheels, these are Dirty Life Mesa wheels. They're true Beadlocks, not the simulated one that have the ring that are that have no bolts, the actual bolts you can remove and move the ring. So these are true Beadlocks. You can air down all the way to 0 psi and it'd be fine. I've done that a few times in the snow where I was stuck. Yeah, these are -12 Mesa polished wheels. I do like them. I do like the stance it gives it too. Before I had 0 offset wheels, and these stick out a little bit more than, you know, the other wheels, so I'm really happy with that. But as far as the progress of the build, I'm planning to do a lot more to it, but financially it doesn't make sense for me right now. As you know, truck parts and gas prices and cost of living in California is really expensive, so I'm kind of getting my priorities straight and slow this truck build down. But sooner or later it'll have a lot more upgrades, possibly a supercharger, you know, a bed cage, some shocks, mid-travel up front, and I'm really happy with it right now. Oh, actually, one more thing. We have I don't know if you can see it, AFE diff cover. It is aluminum, super light, really nice quality. Also, I did a limited slip differential with a 456 gears front and rear. So I re-geared it because of 37's, and also you can see the exhaust. It's an axle back, or axle dump, I'm sorry, exhaust. It's a Corsa muffler and no resonators. And also right here, since we're down here, you can see RPG shackles right here. These are part of the leaf spring pack, and they attach to this RPG shackle right here, and it provides a little bit more down travel. Really good quality products. What else am I missing here? Let's close the hood. I actually wrapped these Baja Design lights. Instead of paying $40 for the lenses, I just got some vinyl and decided to wrap them. Really easy. You don't really need a heat gun, but I mean, I use the heat gun. I like what it gives the look, you know what I mean? It gives that pre-render look, the bumper, the glass, the lights. Obviously I want a light bar to fill that gap, but I I'm fine with these two Squadrons. These are really good lights, good quality lights. If you want to go with aftermarket lights, go with Baja Design. Don't cheap out on those Chinese ones. I wouldn't. These are more than enough, and they're a little pricey, but worth it by all means. Also added the marker lights up front. They're amber. Got the truck cleaned up for you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Obviously, there's a lot more to get done. Paint, maybe audio system soon, and then later down the road I'll get a full suspension upgrade.